Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to, Lord willing, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, bring out some information regarding the high explosive incident that took place in Ukraine on the Chernobyl nuclear plant. And I got a video from Dabu 7, and you already know how we feel about him. But I also have an article through the spirit I came across on Zero Hedge, which we're going to tap into as well. And it's highly spiritual, and the timing couldn't be perfect, couldn't be more perfect, man. Because as we know, Putin and Trump, had that 60-minute plus phone call regarding peace being established over there in the east. But we understand, those of us that are in the know, we're those of us in the loop, those of us that have been given the gift of prophecy, we understand that there is no peace. Okay? We're in a time of war, man. This is the time we're in. We're in a time where Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is stirring up, okay, the Medes, man. Okay, which are these Russians. See, he's stirring up the Medes. Okay, creating these tensions over there in the east that cannot be turned back to peace. This is not the time we're in. All right, and this is prophecy, man. We know this because prophecy tells us this. Okay, and through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, we're going to show you, all right, that there's no turning back at this point. This the point. This is at the point of no return. You see, and where we're going from here is war, man. It's this plain and simple. You see now, real quick, through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, let's grab this precept real quick. And it's the spirit, the video we're tapping into in efforts to knock down the stronghold of Black History Month. It's actually right below here, right below the Dabu 7 video, that's the spirit. We are going to revisit this video. As you can see, it says Black Indians. And it's tapping into Reuben, the Seminole Indians. And it marries the Northern and Southern Kingdom, in the same demographic, being persecuted by the same people, man, which ties everything together, pursuant to Jeremiah 50. But through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, we're going to revisit this video, Lord willing, and continue on, throughout this month, with the talking point of the folly, you Jakes are involving yourself in, expressing any type of honor and celebrating Black History Month, man. You don't realize you look crazy as hell. But sticking back to the topic, let's go here. Let's get this, going back to the point of the video, let's get this real quick in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3. All right, we're going to stop and bear with me. The book of Ecclesiastes, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 8, and it reads, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace, man. All right, we're living in a time of hate and we're living in a time of war. How do we know? Take a glance out into the world. That's all you have to do. Take a glance out into the world and measure the vibration that you're gazing upon. You're going to clearly see that we're in a time of hate and we're in a time of war. And this is through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man, because we're coming into a time of the change of guards, man. See? This is how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to take Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, out. It's going to be through war. And he's going to use his own counterpart, all right, which are these Russians, because they're Edomites too, to do it. All right, this is why the tensions are so thick. All right, between the whore and the bear, man. All right, and there's no turning that back. There's no turning that back, because when you go to prophecy, let's jump to Revelations real quick, then we're gonna grab this clip, a couple of articles. Well, one article I have marrying it to the video. That'll be the video through the spirit. Let's go here real quick, showing you that this is prophecy, man. There's no turning this back. And as a matter of fact, before we grab this, let's grab this real quick. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. Chapter 16, forgive me. This is what I want. Let's start from verse 1. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 1. See, this is how the Lord's going to take these heathen out through violence, man. Point blank, period. All right, starting with Esau, pursuing to Isaiah 63, being that he's the head of this snake. All right. 2nd Ezra 16 and 1, and it reads, "Woe," which means destruction, "be unto thee, Babylon." All right, and this is talking to the northwest. All right, this landmass right here, America. This is what this is talking to, right? And Asia, right? Why? Because Asia's joined unto Babylon. You see, they're all in cahoots. All right, and we understand when you read this chapter, when you read further down, it goes into how, Asia, actually helped Babylon, in more ways than one. Turned her daughters into the ways of Babylon. Pretty much became a spitting image, of Babylon, man. Completely, okay, a worship in the image. Moab went from, their attire. They went from their attire to three-piece suits in the tie, man. They even pushed the comb over in effect. Shaving their faces. All that, man. Trying to look like a replica of Esau. But anyways, woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria, man. You see? Which we know, Egypt, those are them Hamites. All right? Elam, all you heathens, man. Syria, right? You East Indians, Elam, all you heathen, man, have taken part in the destruction and attempt eradication of our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And what proves that when you go read Psalms 83? Okay? None of you want us to be a nation. But guess what? That's not in your control. You see? Now you have judgment coming your way, and that's out of your control. Okay? It can't be prevented, nor let it. Because it's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai who led it, man. And he's coming to take you heathen out of the way, starting with Esau. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sackcloth and hair, right? Which that's a token for you when you're in mourning. You see? Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand, man. Okay, and we understand what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. There's no respect of persons, man. There's no respect of persons, all right, specifically when it comes to judgment, as it's written. And there's a righteous recompense, all right, that you heathen have to go toe to toe with, man. And there's no escaping it. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back, man? All right, and that sword, see, a sword represents deletion. Okay, it's a deletion instrument. And the modern sense of it is the gunny, the blicky, you know. But in its perfection, it's those missiles, man. Those ICBM missiles, man. The same technology that was used on this Chernobyl plant. All right, that's the sword in its perfection. And all these swords are the Lord's, man. All right, contrary to popular belief. And what proves that? Isaiah, he created the smith, man. That bloweth the coals in the fire. The smith being these modern day physicists, man. See, all souls are Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai's, man. He's controlling this narrative, man. None of us are doing our own thing. All right, not even you, Esau. Not even you. Okay? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Nobody. Nobody's going to be able to turn back the sword, and nobody's going to be able to quench this fire. You see? Your eyes are going to melt out of their sockets, man. And your tongue is going to melt out of your mouth upon the touchdown of these weapons of mass destruction, which will be shot and will hit their mark. Now, real quick, let's play this video.
This is Dabu7. Today we have a dangerous situation where we have a high explosive warhead attached to a drone being flown into the Chernobyl nuclear power plant that's in Ukraine. Now, this is a situation where Zelensky has tried to blame Russia, Vladimir Putin in Russia for this attack. They're rejecting the idea, saying that it was not them, that it was someone else, and some are raising the question, would Zelensky and them do this themselves? Just to try to stop anything, any kind of peace agreement here, because Zelensky's really going off saying that there can be no deal if Zelensky does not talk with Putin. It can't happen between Trump and Putin. And a lot of people are saying that Trump doesn't like Zelensky, doesn't care for Zelensky. And of course, all the funding will get cut off if he doesn't agree to Trump's terms. But this is big. This is the concrete casing on the outside of Chernobyl that holds in the radiation. Now, Russia has said, thankfully, since this took place, they have not had any readings or a spike in radiation from this area. Here is some footage as well that shows the blast. It could have been way, way worse. So who was really behind this? We don't know at the moment, but join me on the live stream. Going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Dabu77 to talk about this and a whole lot more. Hope to see you guys there.
We know who did it. Those of us in the know, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And we got to go back to that Revelations 20. I was going to grab that Revelations 20 before that second Esdras. It was all through the Spirit. But it played out like that through the Spirit. We got to go get that Revelations 20 because it's all going to come together. But needless to say, it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, that did it. Because by no means will there be any peace treaty, okay, amongst you nations, man, amongst the East and the West. You see? We're in the time of, like, as we mentioned in the beginning of the lesson, we're in the time of war, man. And there's no change in it. Because it's of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. He's working on the minds, okay, of you heathen kings, of you kings of the world. You see? And Russia's a major player, all right, in the downfall, of Babylon the Great. Major player. And what proves this is when you go here. When you go to Revelations, real quick. Revelations chapter 20, real fast. I'm going to go to, I'm going to have to jump around for you, beloved Aki Amenakwa, to make it make sense. What we're going to do is we'll start up. I have a little time before camp. So, why don't we do this? why don't we do this? We'll read verses 1 through 3, and we have breakdowns on this. You know what I mean, you new listeners. You can search them out, but we'll cover it. You know what I mean. We'll briefly explain what's going on here. But the point I want to get to is straight to verse 8. Okay. So let's do this. The book of Revelation, chapter 20 and verse 1, and it reads, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit," right? And we believe that this is Yahushai. All right, that angel. It says he has the key to the bottomless pit. When you go to Revelations 1, real quick, let me just jump here real quick. And like the elder apostle Tahar has mentioned before, there's lessons within lessons, so it's all through the Spirit. And I do have some time. I don't have a lot of time, but I have some time. Let's just do this, because I do want to get that article as well. Revelations 1 and 18, Yahushai said this, proving to you that he has to be that angel in Revelations 20 and 1. Look, it says this, Revelations 1 and 18, "I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore, amen, and have the keys of hell and of death." You see, hell is a representation of a condition, or the grave. Okay, the condition being what? Slavery, captivity. All right, we're in hell right now, our so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. All right, primarily. All right, and under Esau's rule, hey, the whole world is in hell right now, man. Because look at the condition of the planet. It's languishing. The people are going mad. They're not happy because of wicked rulers ruling. As it tells us in Proverbs, when the wicked rule, the people mourn. You see? So this is what we're witnessing right now. But that just to explain hell. But needless to say, going back to Revelations 20, right? In verse 1, and it reads, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit." All right, and a great chain in his hand. Right, and that bottomless pit represents Europe. Okay, and what does a chain represent? A chain represents being bound. Okay, or it goes into you being in captivity. Now check this out. "And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan." All right, and this is talking to the Edomites. All right, when the Western Roman Empire fell, man. You see? And this is that same spirit that was in the serpent back in the garden. This is why they got the same spirit in them. That's why it says, "And he laid hold of that dragon, that old serpent." Okay, that old serpent. That nigga that was in the garden, man. You see, remember, Esau was created to do wickedness, pursuant to Romans 9. All right, there's vessels of mercy, there's vessels of wrath, and there's vessels of mercy. You see, Esau is the son of perdition. He was created to do wickedness. Revelation 6 and 4. Right, let's continue on. Right, and bound him 1,000 years. And this is during the time of the Byzantine Empire. They call it the Byzantine Empire. It's when Jake was ruling. All right, Esau also calls this time period the Dark Ages. Right, they call it the medieval times. All right. But this is when Esau was looking crazy out there in Europe, wearing his clothes until they disintegrate, his undergarment until it disintegrates off his body, man. You know, his old lady eating fleas off her coochie, all that was going down. All right, Esau was being driven from among men. You know, he was living in the clefts of the rock, looking like a madman, man. You see? The true caveman. You see that? Look at. And cast him into the bottomless pit, which is Europe. Right? And why is Europe coined as the bottomless pit? It's because the land isn't rich in production. You know? The land it's not a good land to cultivate on. You see? It lacks resources. Look, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up. And set a seal upon him. See? And that seal is like that dark cloud. All right? Over an individual where, you know, you over here like, I got bad luck, man. Everything's going wrong. Everything's going bad. Yeah, you got that black cloud over you, man. You know? Figuratively, you know, I'm speaking, you know, figuratively speaking. You know? You're pretty much in a condition you can't escape. Okay? It's a spiritual situation, man. Everything that happens in the physical, there's a spiritual overtone to it. You see, so the Lord set a seal upon him. That he should deceive the nations no more. Showing you that Esau's, one of Esau's special weapons is deception. You see, one of Esau's special weapons is deception. That's when you read Isaiah 25, it goes into that veil, that covering cast that's being removed over all people and all nations. That Esau was able to, envelope information, man. But when you put something in an envelope to conceal it. You see? And Esau's been able to do this with information, history, his true identity. Okay? The identity of the other nations, our identity. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Esau's been able to push pseudoscience, man. Which are lies. You see, it's falsehood. But this is how he operates. Because there's strength, all right, on his behalf with deception. Because he's able to hide himself. All right, he's able to bring forth deceit. And the phone chimed in. You see? But now we're in a time where he's being revealed in his time. As it tells us in 2 Thessalonians, man. Which is a token that he's about to be removed out of the way. That's a token, man. Let's continue on. That he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. Guess what? We're living in that little season. He's been loosed. He was loosed during the Renaissance period, man. Around the 1350s, early 1400s, man. He got loosed. You see? And he was able to execute the printing press and print out all these false images of him being the angels, the Messiah, the Heavenly Father, the prophets, and what have you. He was able to pursue iconoclasm. He was knocking noses off of statues, painting over images, man, all over Europe. But guess what? It's the spirit, because Russia has those Russian icons, man, which shows you the true images, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua had those preserved. So it can testify against Esau in these latter days, man. Showing you that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is in full control. But going to the point, we're living in his little season, man. And guess what? We're at the tail end of it. And Esau's standing on one leg with a sprung ankle. Okay? This is why nothing's going his way. This is why he's dragging his feet to pursue this fourth industrial revolution. Because they ain't looking promising, man. And he's going to be able to get it off the ground to a capacity. But it's not going to come into its perfection, as it tells us in Job, while he's eating. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to come knock the scepter out of his hand, man. You see, jumping down to verse 7. And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison, man. You see? So he got loosed. He got loosed out. He was able to live out his little season, which we're in right now, which is coming into its perfection. This is why they're hugging that doomsday clock. Okay? Because they understand that time is of an essence. And they're running out of it. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth. And again, he did this during the Renaissance period. This is when he did this. You see? Gog and Magog. Why? Gog and Magog. This is talking to who? Russia. You see? This is the bear. To gather them together to battle. You see that? So what you're seeing here is that the Western bloc is going to verse the Eastern bloc. It's going to be Edomite on Edomite. Isaiah 19. The Lord will set Egyptian against Egyptian, man. All right? That's talking about over here in Babylon. And ultimately, this war to end all wars. With the whore versus the bear. All right? These Westerners versus these Eastern Edomites. These Russians. Which they're the purer form of these Edomites. You know? Okay? Look. To gather them together to battle, man. The number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Because Gog, Magog, Russia's going to come deep. They're going to come deep, man. As it tells us in Jeremiah. All right? They're going to be with a number of other nations, man. With them. They're not going to come solo. And that's why you see the bricks formulating. That's why you see that. That's why that's happening. See? And this is the reality, man. This is the reality of this whole situation. Let's go get this article real quick. Right, this is from Zero Hedge. And it's dated February 14th, 2025. Fresh off the press. All right, check this out. The title reads, High explosive drone pierces shell of Chernobyl nuclear plant. At very moment, Trump pushes Ukraine toward peace. Okay, showing you that what? None of this is in these heathens' control. The reason why they didn't get pushed toward peace, because there is no peace. All right, who is he? Matter of fact, let's get a quick precept. The book of Lamentations, chapter 4. It could be 3. And verse 37, and it reads, Who is he that saith, and it cometh to pass? When the Lord commanded it not, man. The Lord didn't command it be no peace, man. The Lord didn't command no peace treaty between Ukraine and Russia. Okay? All right? Or the East and the West. No, man. That's not on Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's agenda. That's not part of his will. Okay? When you tap into his will, which we're going to show you. Let me see. Matter of fact, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to just read this title. The title says it all. The video, Dabu did his thing and brought it out. The title says his thing and just tops it off. I'm going to put this article in the description box for you, Akiam and Akwa, that want to read into this article intimately. We already have. You know? I recommend you do as well. But the title tells the story. But I do recommend you read the article. You see? For the sake of time, I don't have time to do that. I got to get ready to go to camp. I would, if I didn't have to go to camp, I would. But the title tells the story, man. You see? And again, it's because this is not the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, but this is. Let's go here. Let's get another precept. We'll close out here if the Spirit allows. Let me see. Now, as a matter of fact, let's get a couple more. Let's get this. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We're going through the Spirit. We're going through the Spirit. Just letting the Spirit flow. Just let it flow, you know. And sometimes we have precepts prepared. Hey, sometimes we don't. And it's a different hit when you don't. You know, the Spirit's flying. But needless to say, what was that? Damn, Ezekiel 37, right? Check this out. Sorry, Ezekiel 38, forgive me. Let me see here. There we go, to Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Now, real quick, matter of fact, I'm going to start up for context purposes. Now I'm going to jump down to the point, which is verse 10. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38, and verse 1, and it reads, And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, right? Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. And this is showing you that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is not for Russia's turn. He's just using them as a weapon, okay, to fulfill his will, which is the judgment upon the West. See? Because ultimately they're going to be visited too. All right? Russia's not ruling for a second upon the return of Yahushai, Sakari. Okay? The hell are you niggas talking about? But we know you niggas out of your mind. We ain't gonna, your leadership is a complete madman. So we ain't gonna even go there. We're gonna leave it right here. We're gonna stay right in the spirit, right? Continuing on. This is showing you that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is against Russia. He's just using them as a weapon to fulfill his will. And say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, man. O Gog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, man. He's against them. They're Edomites too, man. They're not no Israelites. They're not allied with the Lord. Hey, the Lord put it on their spirit to bring out those Russian icons, man. They ain't angels because they did that. You see? That was for us to get that information, those of the hopeful elect. You know, so we can continue to be comforted as we go from glory to glory, man. Fuck a Russian, man. The Lord's not dealing with them. As we're clearly reading. All right? The Lord's not dealing with none of these heathen, man. Every single one of these heathen are going to pay. You see? But let's continue on. I will turn thee back. See, the Lord's doing this. I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaw and will bring thee forth. What's this talking to? Okay, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is bringing Russia back into that old USSR spirit. Or that Soviet Union spirit, man, during the time of the Cold Wars, man. When they couldn't be stopped. They're the reason why that America had to come forth with the NATO, man. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Salakia, my mind escaped me for a second. And this is why we need new bodies. Okay? But anyway, see, so Russia's the reason why America even had to bring forth the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, man. It was an effort to fight against the Eastern Bloc, which during the Cold War, the Western Bloc was successful. But it's going to be a different scenario this time around, man. Because America's out of time. See, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to fulfill what's written in Jeremiah with turning this place into a burnt mountain. You see, let's continue on. And I will turn thee back and put hooks in into thy jaws, and will bring thee forth, and all thine army. So I told you, pursuing the Revelations 20, that he's going to be deep. Gog Magog is going to be deep, man. You see? Horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. Even a great company, see? With bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. And this is why you're seeing the formulation of the bricks. This is a stepping stone. The bricks formulating is a stepping stone to what we're reading. This is gonna happen, man. All right? And they're growing mightier than G7. All right? From a GDP, from a gross domestic product standpoint, man. Okay? Go do the research on that. You know, they were what? 7%, 8% greater in GDP than G7 last year, man. Anyways, jumping down to verse 10. Thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh. You see the capital G-O-D? That's Yahweh. It shall also come to pass. Prophecy. That's prophecy, man. Prophecy means to say before. Look, it shall also come to pass that at the same time all things come into thy mind. See, the Lord's controlling the minds of the kings, man. Proverbs 21:1. And thou shalt think an evil thought. You see? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to push Russia over the edge to cause them to descend upon Babylon, man. When you jump to Isaiah, this is beautiful. We're seeing this thing play out. Kahala Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. When you jump to Isaiah 13 and verse 19, no, verse 17, what's it say? It says, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them. Against who? Against Babylon. Who's this talking to? Let's jump up to verse 1. Isaiah 13:1. The burden of Babylon, which is America, man. Whether you believe that or not. This is a prophecy. Babylon didn't go down like this, man. As it's written in Isaiah 13. And these scholars know it. All right? Vocab Malone knows it. But they're trying to avoid the truth of the matter. And they're trying their best to not marry the daughter of Babylon to America, but it's just the truth. This is the hammer of the earth, man. The proof is in the pudding. As they say in the world, numbers don't lie. Okay? And east and the west got over 800 garrisons all over the planet Earth and other people's land. Yeah, they're not active, whatever. They send troops over there. Now they're active, man. They got their foot in the land with those garrisons being there, man. You see? This is the daughter of Babylon right here, man. America, man. See? Look at Isaiah 13:1. The burden of Babylon, which Isaiah, the son of Amos, did see. And that's the spirit, because the prophets were once called seers, man. Pursuing the, what's that, 1 Samuel 9:9, if I'm not mistaken. All right? Jumping back down to verse 17. Behold, Isaiah 13:17. We'll close out after this. This lesson went way longer than I had hoped for, but it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We have no control over these lessons. I had no idea this lesson was going to go this long. Isaiah 13:17, it reads, Behold, I stir up the Medes against them. Salakia, I will stir up the Medes against them. Against who? Against Babylon. Who's the Medes? Russia. Okay, where's Russia? In the land where the Medes was. Okay? The land where Russia's at was once the Medes. Okay? Go look it up. Okay? Look it up in the biblical maps, man. You're going to see that's exactly where Russia is right now. So this is talking to prophecy. You got to have the spirit of prophecy on you to be able to interpret these scriptures. But that's between you and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. He has to give you that gift of faith to be able to see it for what it is. You see, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it. There's no bargaining with them. Okay? There's no reasoning with them. There's an evil thought that's been placed in their mind. All right? They got the mind of a takeover. You see? Not realizing that they're not gonna fulfill that mission. All right? Again, it's Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai controlling this whole scenario. This is what's going to bring on our salvation. It's going to be a bittersweet end. All right, to this seventh and final captivity for us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. It's going to be bittersweet. But they ain't nothing better for you. You see? Isaiah 13:18. Their bows, which are the arrows, which are the missiles. Okay? To this very day, the military coins a missile that has been lost in flight or detonated accidentally, they call it what? A broken arrow. Okay? Continuing on. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eye shall not spare children. Right? Listen, everybody's gonna get it. All right? When these missiles fly, all right, whoever's in the line of fire is going to die. That's just the reality, man. Hey, take it or leave it, man. That's the reality. Say, there ain't no changing the fact of what the matter is. Come on, man. If you're in a specific radius of these things, you out. Period, man. There ain't no sugarcoating it. Right? Isaiah 13:19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, man, and the neighboring cities, Zeboim, Admah, and Zoar, man. See, so this is the reality, man. This is what this whole thing is boiling over to. All right? This is a stepping stone to the end game, to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's end game, man. All right? And that's to bring nothing but destruction to the west, man. And he's going to use the east to do it in the form of Gog, Magog, Russia, man. There is no peace, man. They want peace. They want peace. But there is no peace. And as it's written, hey, there's no peace to the wicked, man. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwaf were edified. Shalom.